Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Deadly young and restless twist. Is this how they're writing off Connor Floyd as Chance? We had to find out from this revealing preview video that Kane had invited Chance to his party in Nice. And suddenly we found ourselves concerned that he may never make it back home to Genoa City. Young and restless Connor Floyd, who has played the role of Chance Chancellor since 2021, is set to leave the CBS Sudsker and has already started filming on another soap. Floyd is headed 2 Days of Our Lives to take on the role of Chad Demers, left vacant by Billy Flynn, who is now playing a recast Kane Ashby on Y&R. While we're happy for Floyd landing such a juicy part, the news also got our hackles up and our soapy senses a tingle, knowing that Young and Restless will have to find a way to write off Chance. They could, of course, just keep the character off screen, mentioning the cop whenever a crime is committed, as they did with Paul Williams. But new developments suggest that won't be the case. We weren't the only ones puzzled by Chance's invitation to the French Riviera. The other guests were just as perplexed. We all know Ashby wants Chancellor Industries, but Chance is no longer associated with the company and wouldn't be much help in acquiring it. It wasn't long until we got an answer, however, and a totally unexpected and shocking one at that. Kane told Chance that he had brought him there as a detective, as he believed that before the week was out, someone would try to murder him. It's difficult to imagine who among the gathered guests would have it in for Kane on such an extreme level. There must be more to this story. Perhaps it has something to do with the bad news Adam is about to deliver to Victor, or maybe one of his late father's gangster associates is after him. Regardless, now the only thing between Kane and possible death is Chance. It's not a great place to be, especially when the character in question is poised to leave the canvas because the actor playing him has left the soap. Might Chance get himself killed in the line of duty whilst protecting Kane? Is Young and Restless planning to write off Chance permanently? If so, poor Nina. It wouldn't hurt to prepare yourselves, folks, because there's a decent chance the soap is about to close the chapter on one of the last remaining chancellors. For months now, the Young and the Restless fans have speculated that something ominous was brewing around the character of Chance Chancellor, played with stoic intensity and understated vulnerability by Connor Floyd. Chance has been one of Genoa City's quiet moral centers, but in recent weeks, subtle storytelling shifts and ominous foreshadowing have sparked a question fans are both desperate to ignore and unable to dismiss. Is this the end for Chance? It's not the first time Chance has found himself in danger after all. The character is no stranger to disappearing acts, presumed deaths, and covert assignments, but this feels different. The atmosphere is heavier. The narrative cues are clearer, and with the rising storm around the Chancellor Winters and Newman family power struggles, one can't help but ask, are the writers preparing to kill off Chance? And if so, is this how they're writing Connor Floyd out of the show? Since Connor Floyd stepped into the role of Chance in 2021, he's brought a grounded strength to the legacy character. After a rocky period marked by PTSD storylines and the implosion of his marriage to Abby, Chance emerged as one of the few genuinely principled men in town. He turned down power. He refused corruption. He championed justice. But soap operas rarely reward decency, and in recent months, we've seen Chance take on a new kind of storyline, one that feels eerily final. Increased focus on his legacy as a chancellor, rekindled bonds with characters he'd once drifted from, including Abby and Sharon. Dialogue referencing his own mortality. Like his now infamous line, some things are worth dying for. And then there's the deepening danger surrounding the Kane Ashby. Plotline. All signs point toward a crescendo and a deadly one. Kane's return. The match that let the FUS Kane Ashby's long-anticipated return has added a new layer of chaos to Genoa City. Darker, more determined, and hell-bent on reclaiming what he believes is rightfully his. Kane has been pulling strings from the shadows. He's allied with unknown outside forces, launched investigations into Chancellor Winters, and most damning of all, attempted to frame Chance for misuse of power within the GCPD. The once charming rogue now feels more like a Bond villain, and, with his shadow looming over Chance, the stage is set for confrontation. Theories abound. Could Chance be framed and jailed, blackmailed into exile, or worst of all murdered in the line of duty? The foreshadowing fans can't IGN soap viewers are trained to pick up on the smallest of clues, and in the last few weeks, those clues have been dropping like flies. Emotional flashbacks. Recent scenes show Chance reminiscing about his childhood, his relationship with Nina, and his military past. Unusual goodbyes. Chance has recently shared heartfelt moments with Sharon, Abby, and even Victor, the kind that scream final words. Sudden heroism. He's been taking dangerous risks again, including a mysterious off-the-books investigation into Chancellor finances. Connor Floyd's social media silence. While this isn't definitive, Floyd's recent pullback from soap-centric posts has only fueled speculation. The writing is on the wall, or at least, That's what Y&R wants us to believe. But is this a classic fake out, or is something truly tragic coming? Writing off Chance, how would they do it? If Y&R is preparing to write Chance out, they'd have no shortage of options. Let's break down the most plausible and dramatic exit strategies. 1. Hero's death in the line of duty, the most obvious and classic option. Chance takes a bullet while saving someone else, maybe Connor, maybe Abby, maybe even his former father-in-law Victor. He dies a hero, and the town mourns. Pros. Emotional payoff. Legacy respect. Emmy real material. Cons, it permanently removes the character from future use, unless they go full resurrection. 2. Framed and forced into exile. Kane frames Chance so convincingly that he's forced to flee Genoa City under threat of prison. The audience knows he's innocent, but the characters believe otherwise. Pros, leaves the door open for a return. Cons, frustrating for fans invested in Chance's moral core. 3. Faked death in a twist worthy of Chance Chancellor herself. Chance fakes his death as part of a larger sting operation against Kane. He vanishes, possibly with help from Victor, and is presumed dead. Pros, all the drama, none of the permanence. Cons, risk of redundancy given Chance's past death storyline. The ripple effect. If Chance does die or disappears in any capacity, the fallout will be seismic. Abby will be shattered. Her already fragile emotional landscape could spiral. Reigniting drama with Devon and Tucker. Sharon will lose yet another love interest, pushing her toward a darker arc, or possibly reigniting old flames with Nick. Nina could return in a powerful storyline to mourn her son. Victor might blame himself and take drastic action against Kane. Connor could develop trust issues, pushing Adam and Chelsea into conflict. And, perhaps most interestingly, the vacuum Chance leaves could be filled by someone entirely unexpected, a new cop, a recast legacy character, or a dark horse love interest for Sharon. Connor Floyd's next act. Of course, all of this speculation hinges on the possibility that Connor Floyd is indeed exiting the show. There's been no official announcement, but if it happens, what's next for him? Connor has the range to jump to primetime or streaming. He could easily pivot to a gritty Netflix thriller, a Hallmark romance, or even another soap Days of Our Lives. Anyone. His nuanced, grounded performances have drawn critical praise, and there's no question he's earned a fanbase that would follow him wherever he goes. Fans are set already. Message boards and social media are ablaze with speculation. If they kill off Chance, I'm done with this show. They better be pulling a fast one. No way they let Connor go. Chance deserves better than to die for Victor's mistakes. The sense of dread is palpable. So is the loyalty to the character. For many, Chance represents the last good man in a town full of power-hungry schemers. Final CLUS in the upcoming episode preview. Y&R drops a chilling line. What if he doesn't come back this time? It's unclear who the characters are referring to, but fans are convinced it's Chance. Will the show lean into the grief? Or is this the start of a redemptive, twist-heavy arc where Chance returns stronger than ever? All we know is that something big is coming. Epilogue. The power of POSSIB wine soap operas. No one is ever truly gone. Even death is just another plot device. So whether Chance dies, disappears, or fakes his demise, one truth remains. Connor Floyd made the character unforgettable. He gave Genoa City a heart, a conscience, and a complexity it desperately needed. If this is goodbye, it'll hurt. But in daytime TV, every ending is just a new beginning waiting to unfold. Stay tuned because Chance's story is far from over.